All right, here we go again. After two failed sequels of the Jurassic World franchise, let's try it again. Jurassic World stars Scarlett Johansson as Zora Bennett, a mercenary hired by Big Farm to head over to another island, illegally, to lead a team to collect blood samples from living dinosaurs. The head of the expedition, Martin Krebs, played by Rupert Friend, will do whatever it takes to get these samples because somehow these samples will cure mankind from a lot of diseases and illnesses that there's no cure for. Dr. Henry Loomis, played by Jonathan Bailey, is sort of a dinosaur activist and wants to not only preserve the existing dinosaurs from extinction, but also wants to give the samples to the open market so that everyone can have these cures for a cheaper price. They head to the island where the company engine experimenting with making mutated dinosaurs goes terribly wrong for the park. And because they do go horribly wrong, the island essentially becomes a dinosaur trash island where they can keep their embarrassing mutations and mistakes. While all of this is going on, the team runs into a family who was attacked by one of the dinosaurs that they're trying to get a sample from while on an Atlantic trip on a sailboat, and are forced to join them on the island because I guess you need that family element that most of the Jurassic Park movies have to give the story some heart. The film is directed by Gareth Edwards, who directed some pretty great films like Rogue One and The Creator. The film screenplay was written by another heavy hitter in the industry, David Koepp, based on events from Michael Crichton's second book in the Jurassic Park franchise, The Lost World, that were left out of the Jurassic Park movie sequel. So you have a great director and you have a great screenwriter. So I don't know what actually went wrong here. First, I have to say, like many other critics out there, I'm a huge Steven Spielberg fan and I love the original Jurassic Park. For good reason. Back in 1993, I remember exactly what theater I saw Jurassic Park in and what it felt like to have that experience, really seeing dinosaurs on the screen for the first time. I mean, it was epic. And nothing like this had really been done on this scale before. A theme park that had dinosaurs was such a fresh idea, and I didn't think that they'd be able to pull off Crichton's book the way that they did. And the film became this huge phenomenon. It really was a magical film, but now after 7 sequels, the franchise is just losing that magic. I think Jurassic World brought a little of that back in the first film, where we actually get to see a fully functional dinosaur theme park. But then you get to the next 2 in the franchise, and it's like they ran out of ideas. Didn't they clone like a little girl in one of those? And in the last movie, the whole world is overrun with dinosaurs. There's only so far that you can take this franchise, and I think they are way beyond that at this point. I have to tell you, I was really incredibly bored in this film, mainly because I knew exactly what was going to happen and when it was going to happen. I've seen this movie before. It's the same film in just a different package. People go to the island, a few people who have very little dialogue, who they go with and aren't very good people, get eaten by dinosaurs. They get stuck on the island and have to make it to a certain part of the island to get off the island, and the bad guy gets what he deserves and gets eaten by the biggest dinosaur possible. This formula is so tired already. There's nothing new or exciting in this story to support its existence. It sort of reminded me of a cross between Jurassic Park The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. You have the team coming to the island from The Lost World, and you have the father stuck on the island with his kids from Jurassic Park 3. And honestly, I just didn't care. This isn't the only movie that uses this formula. It's been done time and time again. The beginning of the film describes how I feel about the franchise perfectly. Ironically, Rupert Friend's character Martin is stuck in traffic because of a brontosaurus that's stuck underneath the Brooklyn Bridge in New York, and no one is fazed by the dinosaur. Everyone's just annoyed that it's blocking traffic. Martin says something like, "Get out of the way," or "Go get extinct," or something like that, which is honestly how I feel about the franchise at this point. Just go directly to streaming or go extinct already. You're just beating a dead horse at this point, or a dead dinosaur. The family who gets introduced in the film, the Delgados, feel so out of place in the film. Their contribution to the story seems really out of place and disconnected to the main storyline. It feels like it was sort of thrown in there because the film needed some tension from weaker characters who aren't professional mercenaries and have no way to defend themselves from the dinosaurs in a way helping us to relate to someone on screen who are just normal people like us, I guess. Playing with our emotions by putting a child or another family member at risk, which is again part of this formula. Stirring up the tension. After the family gets rescued, they immediately lose the group who saved them and have to find a way to the village on the island on their own. And the film splits off in two different directions until the inevitable reconnection of the Mercs and the family at the very end of the film, where they meet up at the exact same place at the exact same time on a huge island where most people would get completely lost and die. The dad, his two daughters, and his oldest daughter's boyfriend who tags along, I just didn't care about. And the boyfriend is there for comic relief, but he's just an idiot with terrible comedic timing in the film. I was just annoyed by this character, and he really didn't bring anything meaningful to the story, even when they tried to create a scene where he and the dad are trying to connect in this heart-to-heart. The film takes a while to actually get to any real dinosaur threat action, and when it does, it feels like a ripoff of first Jaws 2 when the family is trapped on their capsized sailboat, and the original Jaws where Brody is on the bow of the ship with a rifle taking that iconic shot of the shark.
Smile, you son of a...
Johansson does pretty much the same thing in the same position with the same camera angle on an extended bow that looks exactly like a version of the orca's extended bow. It's absolutely an homage to Jaws, which, fine, I guess, but it feels really lazy because Jurassic Park is such an iconic movie. It didn't need to reference another iconic movie because it was referencing an iconic movie itself, the original. The writing in this film is so basic and generic. There are no surprises. The dramatic dinosaur chase scenes are okay, but nothing that had me on the edge of my seat, really. And the comedy thrown in to lighten parts of the film were incredibly droll and not clever in the slightest compared to the original film. The score of the film, composed by Alexandre Desplat, felt like an AI-generated version of John Williams' score. They did throw in some of the original score of the iconic Jurassic Park theme, but the rest of the score felt very generic. The dinosaurs felt, of course, very fake, and even though they used practical effects with CGI, I honestly couldn't tell the difference, and everything looked kind of cartoonish, which made me care even less about the dinosaurs and the element of suspense. The T-Rex looks okay, but still, it wasn't on the level it should be. The only scenes that I sort of enjoyed were the boat scenes that has some decent suspense and the T-Rex chasing the family while on a raft scene. There's some beautiful imagery of the T-Rex swimming underwater, which I'm not sure a T-Rex can actually do that, but maybe. This is obviously a callback to the original Jurassic Park T-Rex chase scene done in a raft. But it's not horrible, and I think it's the best scene in the film. The whole film absolutely feels like a video game, going from one dinosaur to another dinosaur trying to collect a sample, and when you accomplish your linear mission, you find your way back to the point of pickup, only to face the big boss at the end, which here is the D-Rex. That suspiciously looks like a combination of a T-Rex, a Rancor from Return of the Jedi, and that half-human, half-clone from that Alien Resurrection movie. I do have to say, my one positive takeaway here is the cinematography. It's shot on 35mm film, and the movie looks stunning. It's shot in actual locations, which I really appreciate. Not doing it all in a studio, which they did do a lot in a studio, but still, the environment is incredibly beautiful. There are some blue screen compositing from time to time, but to film in this beautiful, probably pretty dangerous parts of Thailand were pretty incredible. The film grade has lots of greens and yellows, and for some reason reminded me a lot of a military film, like Apocalypse Now. But honestly, how creative can you be with cinematography when you have obvious product placement for Dr. Pepper and Lay's potato chips that kind of takes some of the artistic vibe out of the look of the film? It's funny because every time a dinosaur kills someone, you see it happen, or you see the body of the guy, and there's a scene where the D-Rex attacks a very important person in the film, and they don't show it. And immediately you know what they're doing. They play the sad music and everyone's upset, and as soon as the film thinks it's convinced you that they're not coming back, they pop right out like a magic show. I hate this type of writing, and they just need to stop doing it. Just Just stop. The acting in this film is fine, I guess. You have an Academy Award winner here, Mahershala Ali, playing the sort of quint, like Jaws character, mercenary, and the Academy Award nominated Scarlett Johansson, again, also a merc. Two great actors who I think deserve better roles than this, or at least a better script. I'm actually bored talking about this movie. I mean, why is it even called Jurassic World Rebirth? I get it's a rebirth of the franchise, but why then call it Jurassic World still? It's a new franchise, right? I mean, it's a new, I don't know. Maybe just Jurassic Rebirth? I really hope this isn't a trilogy. Please don't make this into a trilogy. Jurassic World is a film that rehashes old ideas with no new surprises. It's the same old formula that made us love the original, but it's nothing that we haven't seen in one sequel or another. In my opinion, this is just a franchise summer blockbuster money grab that, in the words of Jeremy John, says that I'm not going to remember in T-minus whatever. I love him. He's hilarious. I'm more informational. He's funny. Just like the last two Jurassic World films, I am already exhausted talking about these movies. I am so tired of watching these movies. So I'm going to give Jurassic World 2 stars out of 5 because I enjoyed the cinematography and a couple of the dino chase scenes. It's rated PG-13 for some intense sequences of violence and action with a few bloody images, some language, nothing crazy. To be honest, I am glad this review is over, and I hope I don't have to see another Jurassic World movie in another couple of years, if ever. But I want to know what you thought of Jurassic Park. Are you as exhausted with the franchise as I am, or did it meet all of your expectations? Did you love it? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe if you want to hear more on my take of all the latest films hitting theaters. And remember, don't wait till it streams. Let's go to the theater and let's experience it together.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the mosasaur defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.